Why do some YouTubers go viral basically every time they upload, while for everyone else it feels like you're just pulling a slot machine hoping for something good to happen? Well, I wanted to find out, so as per usual, I did some research and I found thumbnail hacks that pro YouTubers use to go viral every time. So in this video, we're going to be talking about why it's so hard to go viral, break down the tools that YouTubers use to trick your brain into clicking, and stick around to the end because I'm going to talk about the one strategy they use to ensure their video goes viral every time. So to understand all of this, we first need to understand why it's so hard to go viral in the first place. Every single day, there are 3.7 million new videos uploaded to YouTube. Every day, you're competing with Minecraft videos, makeup tutorials, and whatever crazy thing Mr. Beast is doing. For reference, the average Barnes & Noble's bookstore has 200,000 books. So imagine every single day, you go to this giant store that's 18 Barnes & Nobles put together, and out of all the books is yours. So how in the world are you going to get noticed? It seems like the odds are so stacked against you, and that's why if you just slap a random thumbnail on your video, there's no way people are going to notice it compared to the other 3.7 million videos that got uploaded that day. So what do? Well, that brings us to hack number 1. The best YouTubers use 3 psychological triggers to trick your brain into clicking. Once I learned these, it changed the way I made my thumbnails forever. The first trigger is about knowing what your audience wants. Exactly what your audience wants can be a lot of things. Everything from making $1 million to starting a business or just becoming a video editor in 2024. The key is to focus your title and thumbnail on what the audience wants most, and then to get it, they have to click your video. Now, the next trigger is kind of the opposite. You want to focus on the things that are stopping your audience from getting what they want. Mistakes to avoid, or just by using some kind of negativity can make it more interesting and get the click. Now, the next trigger is the most powerful of them all. And I would say more than anything else, this is the one element that can be the difference between your video going viral and it not getting noticed at all. The best thumbnails make you ask a question. As humans, as soon as there's a question, we feel like we need to have the answer to it. And the only way to get the answer is to click on the video. And this can be used in so many different ways. Let's look at some examples. Matt Fosh is really good at this. I see this video and I want to know, does he actually do it? Who let him near the club looking like that? And if he does do it, how does the audience react? But the questions can also be more straightforward. With this video, you want to know what he would do, so you watch it. And last, Mr. Beast is great at showing off cooler and cooler things. He makes you curious because you want to know what a $1 and a $250 million private islands are really like. Now, you can have all these elements, but it's also very important how you put them all together. And for most YouTubers, it's kind of like a slot machine. But for the best YouTubers, they found a way to rig the system and go viral almost every time. When I was studying these YouTubers, I found that they did one thing over and over again. And to understand it, let's look at this Mr. Beast video. Now, if you know the history of it, you might also remember a similar video to this one. And then this Airrack video looks very similar to this bike video. The more that you look across YouTube, you're gonna see these outlier videos and then people using them as inspiration. See, the best YouTubers have a very firm grasp on what is actually working on YouTube. And once they know that, they model what works. And there's a tool that I found that can serve you up endless ideas just like that. It's called 1 of 10. Now, it is a paid tool, but the whole idea of it is it's able to show you videos that are outliers, videos that perform much better than their channel's average, so you can find concepts that have already worked and then adapt them to your own niche. Or for a free alternative, there's a website called Creator Hooks that is also really good. Every week, Jake Thomas collects outliers across YouTube, actually shows you why they worked and how you can use them in your own niche. Now, while you don't want to just completely copy what's out there, if you make your own versions of proven topics, you're much more likely to go viral. But even for the smallest YouTubers, you can do all your homework, put your best thumbnail out there, and it still might underperform. But it doesn't have to stop there, because there's still one strategy these YouTubers use to ensure their video goes viral. So one of Ryan Trahan's most popular series is his Penny series, but it almost wasn't. I found a video that explains it really well.
This video was one of his worst performers on launch, and if you were one of the first few 100,000 viewers, you would already know why. But he knew this video would be huge, and the views came in quick at first, but suddenly, it was dead. He and his team were scrambling. The editing and pacing are good, the retention is high, everyone loves it, it should be one of the best videos we've ever made, but nobody is clicking it. Well, the click-through rate was one of his lowest ever, and what they didn't understand right away is that the thumbnail they had at the time was good theoretically, but what was the problem? And that's when Ryan realized. Seeing it for the first time on his phone in dark mode, it didn't stand out at all. To make things worse, it didn't match the vibe of the video either. The series was quirky and cheerful, but the thumbnail looked just plain sad. So he switched the background to green grass and tweaked the shirt accordingly, and the view graph broke immediately.
These small changes can make a huge difference. And here's where the strategy comes in. There's a thing that these YouTubers do, and it's actually the same strategy Netflix uses to keep you addicted to their platform. The next time that you're on YouTube and Mr. Beast releases a new video, pay attention to it. If you notice, with every single video he makes, he's testing multiple thumbnails at the same time. Even with your best intuition, data does not lie. And that data can be the difference between your video going viral and flopping. And that's where A/B testing comes in. YouTubers use websites like CreatorML, Thumbnail Tester, and now native A/B testing on YouTube to try multiple thumbnails at the same time. Since you'll never know 100% what your audience will respond to, by making multiple thumbnails and testing them, you don't have to leave it up to chance. Now, obviously, these big YouTubers are doing a whole lot to have good thumbnails. Like Mr. Beast spends $10,000+ on thumbnails for each videos. And that's because competition is getting better and better on YouTube. If you want to stay ahead, you need to know what's working on YouTube and how to use it. That's why in this video, I studied 1,000 YouTube videos to see if there were patterns to going viral. And spoiler alert, I think there are.